Okay, it is day 8, the day after I finished my project, and I figured I'd make a short video just basically talking about my thoughts about the project, and ideas of property in a very literal way. I also wanted to break outside my circle of friends, or get outside my apartment and meet some new people, which has been something I've been really hesitant to do this pretty much entire year. And I didn't get out really outside my circle as quickly as I wished I would have at the beginning. For 4 of the nights, I stayed with people I'm really familiar with, but at the end of the week, I still got to go and spend time with 3 people, Kate, Ryan, and Valerie, that I didn't know particularly well at all. So in the end, I think I did meet my initial goal of meeting some new people, and that was nice. It was kind of, I don't know, yeah, it was just nice. After this week, I actually feel really tired because I think with the exception of one night, I stayed up at least past 2, and I normally try to be in bed by at least 12. So I definitely found myself, that's a little bit like conforming to other people's schedules and that I was in, and also moving into and just like trying to get all my work done that I needed to get done. How did I feel in each place? Well, as I said before, for a lot of places, I was familiar with the people. Probably the place I was most comfortable was with Maddie, because she's one of my best friends, and I've spent a great deal of time with her and down in her apartment. So I'm very comfortable with that space, and she's also very comfortable about me being in that space. Wasn't so much as much tension there as there was in other places. Not to say that there was a great deal of tension in those other places. Liz and Catherine, the people I stayed with first, they're people I'm very familiar with, but I've actually spent almost no time in their room, so that was kind of interesting. I set myself up on a desk to use, and it remained a pretty open thing. They stayed in their rooms, I stayed on the desk, and it was pretty well contained. It was not uncomfortable, but it was definitely, when you go into new places, you kind of expect to like socialize a good bit more, but not, definitely I think we all understood that we had to get work done, and I'm kind of glad that we didn't get distracted by constantly socializing with each other, so that was alright. Christina and her roommates possibly take the cake for most amusing hosts while I was there. Christina was desperately concerned about trying to keep me entertained, and she really didn't have to worry about that. The antics of her roommates and her other friends that came by to visit really kept us. Her roommates were very inviting. They were constantly just doing strange things, just tackling each other and getting into play fights, and then they would just like they would look up and look at me and just be like, "And this is what we're introducing Michael to." I'm like, "Yeah, it's." Wei was again someone I've spent a fair amount of time in their room, so I didn't really feel uncomfortable there. Wei's a really inviting person, and I know that never really felt too alien there. The new people, Kate, as I said, I've met before, and she was really nice. We actually ended up talking a lot about comics because we're both big comic geeks. And she was really big on keeping me fed, and just like she frequently was asking me if I wanted food or drinks, and always making sure that I knew that that was available. And you know, I just kind of wanted to sit back, and I just like told her not to worry about it. But that for some like with Christina, who was trying to keep me entertained, she was trying to make sure that I always she was always being hospitable. Ryan was the first person that I did not know at all. I had met her for like an hour before because she came by to visit Kate, and Kate arranged it for me to stay with her, and that got me into the Meyerhoff building again, and that was definitely an interesting experience. She actually lives not far from where I lived last year, like 2 doors down, maybe 1. And so it was kind of weird just like being back on that old hall and knowing where everything is. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed being in that space. I slept on the floor there, and I don't know. She mentioned how she spent more time in the living space where I had like set up my computer and everything with her roommates, and than she would have if I wasn't there. And so and her roommates were also very entertaining. We had a round robin of music going around, and then finally I stayed over at Valerie's, who got me off campus, which was actually I feel like really is a big step for the project. Really gives it a sense of completion, and that was a lot of fun. She actually brought Ryan and one of her roommates over, so it turned into a small get-together, and we all spent the night, and it was just a really big nerd night because we started off playing Halo and trying to put together a 3D puzzle of the Millennium Falcon. Then we watched Doctor Who, and then we played Lord of the Rings Risk. So yeah, unfortunately I had to leave their apartment before they woke up, just because I had to get back and start doing work, like making this video. And but I left them a note and told them I had a really fun time, and really hoping that I get to hang out with them again. I had really enjoyed meeting them, and yeah. Where did I change my habits? Well, overall, probably the biggest change to my habits was trying to keep myself contained. Like, I didn't want to spread out. I didn't want to go into these people's places and just like spread my stuff all over the place. That would be incredibly rude. But if you look around my room, that is exactly what I do in my own space. So trying to keep myself contained and only taking out the things I need as I need them from my bags was definitely something I tried to do at each place. The place that I noticed myself changing my habits more than anywhere else, it was in Kate's apartment. As I said in my video, I didn't get introduced to her roommates, and so when I woke up that morning and she wasn't there, and I could hear her roommates like in the kitchen, I just sort of like hid in Kate's room with the door closed until I heard them go back in their room, because I didn't want to go out there and have them see me and have the really strange and awkward moment and not have the person who is my tie to that location there to kind of explain things. So I just like hid in my room, and as soon as they were back, I was like, okay, grabbed my stuff and went. What things did I miss while I was gone? Very early in my, as soon as I opened my door, I saw my guitar sitting against the wall, and I immediately just put it around my shoulders and started playing because, God, I really like playing guitar. And yeah, that was probably the biggest thing I missed. There were a few times where I was having conversations with friends, like I would be talking about comics or books, or there would be a piece of research I really wanted to do, and I had the perfect book in my room, and I'm just kind of like, no, I can't grab that, and I was really upset. So I'd just be sitting there like, okay, I guess I'll just have to do without that. And yeah. So yeah, now that I'm back, I have to start getting to work on editing a video for my presentation. Hopefully I won't be locking myself in my room as much for the rest of the year, and I'll be getting out a little bit more. I would definitely enjoy doing that. I'm glad that the way I get to kind of end this project, this idea of exploring territory and kind of getting outside your circle, is ending with me now trying to go off and find my apartment for next semester. And yeah, it's kind of a poetic way to end this whole project. So yeah, well, that's it for the project. I'm just gonna have to edit this video now, and yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching.